Welcome back to the Bazaar. I'm Inko, and today we're doing a run with Vanessa where I go pretty hard trying to do a one-weapon build, but I just keep getting skill choices that kind of don't do anything. In particular, they don't do damage. And I found myself just floundering in the mid-game with this run, desperately looking for something to pivot into, something to cling to, and I couldn't find anything for a shockingly long time before I eventually pivoted into the electric eels. And electric eels might be a pretty rare build. You don't see it very often. It's very, very uncommon on the ladder. Haven't seen very many videos on it. But let me tell you, electric eels actually very good. It takes a little bit of support to make them exceptional, but every time I've pivoted into electric eels personally, I've gone 10 wins with them. And this run, as soon as we finally find the electric eels, starts being very, very effective very quickly. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. It's a very unusual one-weapon Vanessa. Alright, another day, another Vanessa run, and as always, I'm just most comfortable pushing Vanessa with gold tier skills. These are not really the skills I'm looking for, to be honest. Leftmost shield item doesn't really work as a starting skill in anyone. In 1/3 of your runs, you see Banana Bowl, and in 1/3 of those fights, you get duct tape. So in 1 in 9 runs, this would be crazy, but you can't pick it when 8 out of 9 times. You just have to use it with normal shield items, and it kind of sucks. And then we're given a choice of artillery spotter, so that you have 30% crit on any like one weapon build basically, right? Because you have 3 slots for crow's nest, probably 2 slots for a weapon, then 2 slots for adjacency things on either side, which puts you at 9 slots for 4 items. So it's going to work on one weapon builds and anything in the early game, or left eye, which is more versatile in terms of final build, but worse in the early game and worse in one weapon. I'm gonna go artillery spotter. I feel comfortable trying to make that work, and it's just better early game. I don't really feel like I need to kill Viper here. I would obviously like to kill Viper since I might be going one weapon and the Fang is a viable one weapon. But it's up against the max health regen option, and I kinda want to click this. The problem is if I go Midsworth, right, there's no large item I can buy day 1 that's going to be my endgame one weapon because like Shipwreck and Submersible start at silver. Not Shipwreck, Flagship. So I'm probably using a medium weapon or a large weapon. And that makes Midsworth a lot worse with my starting skill most of the time. So I'm going to go Finn's Big Bite, just take my regen. And let's see what our monster fight is for the day. Well, it could have been the 1 in 9 to play with Banana Bowl. I genuinely do not know if you beat Viper with regen. I think Pig beats Viper with regen. But I don't know if anyone else does. I'm going to ask the Discord, honestly. Discord says I'm remembering right, Pig can do it, but no one else can. Both of these are awkward choices, right? I'm just asking, what do I think I'm going to have in the future? A burn build or a build that capitalizes on duct tape? Neither is likely. Duct tape probably is never a part of any real plan I have. So lighter is at least a tool for a flagship and an item to go on a board right now. Fiery could be good with literally any burn item. Cinders are 2 gold each. I think the average result's a little better against Pyro, but I'm fully willing to believe I'm taking the wrong fight here. I've got no idea what's right. And while we wait for the sandstorm, because I'm obviously not going to be killing Pyro myself, I'll remind you that you can sub to the channel for more daily Bazaar content just like this. And if you could like the video whenever you do leave, it really does help spread the channel around with the algorithm, and it really does help the channel grow. I do appreciate it. And by the magic of editing, here we are at the end of the fight. And we're getting the lighter, arguably the worst drop it has. It could turn out to matter later, it probably won't. This is interesting, because Curio's not very good when I haven't done anything yet, right? For our next hour, we have Cinder Chase, Lost Crate, Curio. All of these are capable of being incredible, but I have nothing I want to dupe yet. I don't have a burn item I care about. Getting this to 2 burn doesn't do anything. And Curio for Shadowed Cloak is not particularly likely on the first page. I am not very wealthy. I'm going to go Lost Crate. It opens up Silencer duping down the line, which is not unreasonable to go for. And duping anything if it becomes the weapon I'm relying on. Now, sadly, I cannot go Tiny Furry Monster here, which locks me into Kina, basically. Small shield item's not very good. We're just trying to put together anything to win day 1. Well, that's awkward, right? Because I take the Cove, but it doesn't win day 1. This definitively loses day 1. And it's not close. Alright, Pig, enjoy your free win. I might get lucky and crit for 2 burn. The reason I didn't roll Kina there is because at bronze, none of these support items other than Crow's Nest exist. If I roll and find Crow's Nest, I would need to have not bought the Cove and rolled YOLOing for Crow's Nest. It wouldn't feel like the right decision. Anyway, this guy found a matchbox. That's awesome, man. I wish I had found literally any items that I care about on this character. I found economy. You can't be too upset with day 1 economy and a relevant skill for an endgame build. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Artillery Spotter is really not a win early type of starting skill. It is a make your endgame build better by freeing up spots that would otherwise have to be devoted to crit chance. And if I look at it like that, I don't need to feel pressured to win day 1. Also, this guy went starting skill in big. That's terrifying. What kind of lunatic does that? I do not trust this man. I don't know, pig skills are just so bad on average that, like, you're playing a character with matchbox is dupable, you're playing a character with so many property scalers, income's just so good. I don't like starting skill in pig at all. Anyways, getting into day 2, hopefully we actually find something to... Curio, please fuck off. I mean, maybe I go Curio this time. I've got 9 gold, buy, sell, anything is basically no opportunity cost because of the Cove. Fine. Cove does tilt the decision making a little bit. We got Shadowed Cloak, that is the biggest possible hit. Do I want to pick up a Proboscis? Is there ever a world where the 5 item build I'm using is a Proboscis build? Well, I mean, it doesn't crit, so it's kind of a moot point, huh? Am I gonna get, like, Magnifying Glass on the argument that Magnifying Glass is better than Lighter? It's all pretty bad. I buy the Shadowed Cloak every time. I think I buy the Magnifying Glass, but I'm not happy about it. Crusher Claw is unusable. And like right now, this is the board. I probably have to upgrade Shadowed Cloak to make the Magnifying Glass do something, right? 5 more damage every time it goes off, and then it's going to get 2 seconds of haste rather than 1, which is going to drop it to a 4-second cooldown instead of 5. And that's still just nothing. That doesn't do anything. Alright, Pep, what do you have for us? He has a burn skill, a poison skill, and the worst skill in the game. Well, the lighter's a lot better with Immolating Spark. I'll give it that. Get that up to 4 burn. It has a 30% crit chance, and I can upgrade the Shadowed Cloak for full haste uptime, which is enough to proliferate burn, right? It's going to deal 4 burn every 1.5, and that just means that it is stacking burn slowly, but enough to beat Rogue Scrapper. Lose income, go to Midsworth when I have no money, or go Fens. Tough choice, I'll take the 10 regen. And thanks to the skill we got from Pip, we actually do win this fight. Because this one lighter, believe it or not, is going to beat Rogue Scrapper. Because it has full haste uptime. And a skill that gets it to 4. That's all you need. Now, is it going to be pretty? No. But I have 10 regen, so I'll be at nearly full health, if not completely full health when Sandstorm gets here. And you can see the ladder is just stacking it up. Every time it crits, it's +4. If it doesn't crit, it's +1. It is enough to get through. Is it the build I wanted for day 2? No. No, not even a little bit. But it does enough, if barely. Huh. Does it actually show the amount of burn it adds anywhere? It doesn't. You just have to like watch the number and figure it out. That's kind of irritating. I could have sworn it did show burn. I feel like I'm going crazy. I'm happy with Friend because it enables Tiny Furry Monsters. Speak of the devil. That means I level up today. Now, we have another abandoned chest, but we currently just throw a random junkyard repair bot into our build and call it a day. I mean, it's not terrible. Like, I have 10 regen, a burn build. This heals for a lot. What am I doing if I go Lost Crate? I could just upgrade the lighter. The additional burn is not nothing. Feels very weak. Chocolate bars feel like the worst option. I feel like I'd rather take the 1 burn. I think I actually do just upgrade the lighter here. The difference in +1 burn and +2 burn is tremendous. I can't really overstate that. Truffles aren't doing a lot for us, but hey, it's fine. I can sell them immediately for plus value. Upgrade this lighter. And get him in. And now when the first 2 items flip, my opponent will think they have a very real chance, and then the last items flip and they realize that my build actually does something. And it's important that you keep like a dramatic reveal in terms of board positioning. It's very important that you optimize the emotional roller coaster your opponent experiences as all of your skills and items flip over. Now he's up 100 health on me with no regents, was actually down on health. Ganja with multicast Obsidian Bird. That's pretty scary. He doesn't shield. I have 10 regen. I think I win, but it is not immediately clear to me that I do. The 10 regen's doing a lot of heavy lifting here. It's effectively 300 health because he's not killing me that fast. Does this have crit chance, by the way? No, thank God. I don't survive another hit, but he doesn't get that far anyway. Got him. Not even close. I had no fear whatsoever that I was about to get just stonewalled out by the fixer-uppers. Wait, what was that at? 3? Oh, it was being scaled up by the Ganjo. Right, that's why I was up to 43 at the end. That makes sense. Yeah, I probably lose that without upgrading the lighter. I'm very happy with the decision at that point. Chocolate bars, Sylvia, Relax. Relax is obviously wrong. I think you have to go Sylvia here. Like, we just need to find the build, whatever that means, whatever it is. I don't want to roll for 4 gold and buy dock lines, but dock lines are too good not to take.
Don't have a use for it.
Like, dock lines are just quietly one of the best items in this character. It's such a tremendous amount of slow on a very low cooldown. Oh, hey, Andy. Silencer's not really too exciting for me right now. I mean, the third upgrade hammer is looking pretty weak. I could just take a random skill, or I could go to Andy looking for Silencer specifically for a one-weapon build. Because, I mean, with Shadowed Cloak dock lines, I'm looking to go into, like, flagship or one-weapon. I'm going to take a random skill here. There's a lot of misses. Maybe it's better to just take the upgrade hammer. I know I don't have a use for it now, but it's very likely I find a bronze item. In particular, something that Crow's Nest would really appreciate starting off at silver instead of bronze. And because there's a very high chance that something like that happens, maybe it's worth it, right? Like, I could end up going to Pole or a Barcoon or JJ, finding a Crow's Nest at bronze. Getting it straight to silver is a massive improvement. And there are so many skills that do nothing. I'm going to bank an upgrade hammer here. It'll be valuable later, almost certainly. I think that Junkyard Repair Bot is worth less than dock lines. Like, that's how good this slow is. I'm not certain. I'm pretty sure this doesn't matter. I think with 10 regen, the lighter just kills way before it actually matters which one of those I'm using. But I'm pretty sure the slow on dock lines is worth a lot more health than any alternative. Although it is kind of awkward in this fight specifically, because if you slow everything but weak point detector, you actually increase the total amount of damage he's doing by letting him scale before using the ammo. It doesn't matter though, we just absolutely crush him. 10 regen's just a lot for day 3. Like, that's why I'm so willing to pick our 1 plus 5 regen. It's because it sets you up to steamroll through pretty much any bad set of items and still take the hardest fights on days 2 and 3. I'm sorry, JJ. I think I've got to take +2 burn here. It really meaningfully affects how likely I am to win the fight. Again, the difference in 5 and 7 is massive. Upgraded bronze tier item with all of no bronze tier items. I guess that means I'm going to go for a bronze skill.
Some are too proud to be trained by a child. You might examine that.
I think you've got to roll that. I can't really justify taking those. Rightmost crit versus +2 poison versus +10 damage. I'll take the crit. My rightmost item's sitting at +38 crit, which is pretty substantial. I'm willing to sell the Cove if I find something good at Kina. Life Preserver is definitely better. Captain's Wheel is fine. I don't think either's good enough to prioritize selling the Cove, though. I am willing to sell this before the fight. I don't think it was ever right to upgrade hammer that. My odds of winning are tremendously higher if I buy the Life Preserver and upgrade hammer the Life Preserver. That just gives me so much defenses. Additionally, Junkyard Repair Bot's just not very good, so maybe it's better off getting sold. I would have no friend, but Tiny Furry Monster stopped showing up at day 4, I think. Might stop showing up at day 3, I'm not even certain. It depends on whether or not I'm finding a burn build, I suppose. Who am I fighting? Let's go find that out. Well, the upside to selling is that I can roll, right? And I think that is a meaningful upside. Hey, it's that silver crow's nest that I don't get anymore. See, it's really awkward to get the crow's nest here. Like, very genuinely extremely awkward. Because it does nothing if it goes on my board. I think there is no item I can remove from my board without meaningfully hurting my win rate. Cove matters by far the least, but it's a very powerful economy item. I think, ultimately, I just have to do this. I know it doesn't do anything right now. It does literally nothing. I'm better off putting that in because it's an active item for reducing the value of enemy crowd control. And that sucks. I don't like doing that, but I need that crow's nest down the line. I cannot assume that just like having good economy will somehow be more valuable than guaranteeing I get crow's nest when all of my skills are pushing me towards a one weapon build. He's up a lot of health. My 5 regen's nice, but the Shadowed Fang Ganjo might be a problem. I mean, the dock lines are trying their best to make it not a problem, and it does hurt the scaling as well. The gold shield potion's a little bit rough, but I think we win. 10 regen might have been instrumental. As soon as the little blue dots appear, I'm up 200 health. So I'd be dead right now without the 10 regen. It is the reason we won. Happy to take that. Alright, going into day 4, it's starting to be time that I need to find a cutlass or a ship or a submersible, something. I don't have a star chart, so that makes it pretty easy to justify going Barcoon here. Hey, speak of the devil. I think that's just buy cutlass immediately, and no longer does lighter get the shadowed cloak. Or the crit chance. Or the space on the board, because I need the space for Crow's Nest, right? That dock lines doesn't fit, so it probably still gets to be on the board. I'll hold the dock lines for a while. But getting this cutlass gives me a life steal, it gives me a chance to win.
I'm almost sure that was
We're looking at 58% crit. Now, is it ever right to roll here? It's such an expensive roll, I have so little gold. We obviously sell this here. I can't really justify selling the lighter right now. The figurehead's pretty damn good, isn't it? Plus 25 damage when I'm critting for triple value and life stealing seems pretty important. Fine. I need that figurehead. We have a Curio who can sell you a lot of plus damage items, and every source of damage matters a lot. I have no skills boosting it yet. Chocolate bars, but the Crow's Nest is gone, or a small weapon. I can sell this for 4, bring me up to 5. That can give me a lot of things like small swords. I can also just take 50 health. Frankly, I'm so broke that I'm going to take the 5 chocolate bars. And I'm pretty confident we still kill a Hellbilly, no issue. I haven't seen this in action in a while. It's been a long time since I had an early game Crow's Nest Shadowed Cloak set up. But I'm fairly certain that this will just easily scale enough to crush a Hellbilly, especially with good crit RNG. Oh wait, why is it full haste? Oh right, because it's multicast in silver. I was thinking it was only going to get 2 out of 3 seconds of haste, but that's not the case. The fact that it's full haste thanks to this being silver makes me tremendously more confident in the build. Not doing great, by the way. It's just like getting by. I would love a weapon skill, please. That's debatable. That's really debatable. Rolling sucks is the problem. I'm very broke. 4 golds and a fortune for me. 1% crit per attack is just an absolutely minuscule amount, but at the same time, stop that's not good enough. Frostfire is probably on an item that's getting cut fairly soon. It puts me in an awkward spot where I probably benefit the most from taking this, and I can't justify rolling.
I'll send you to Orlin, but I'll keep you as long as I can.
I think I feel comfortable going for random fights, though. It's still an experience. It's not what I wanted, but I'll take it. Weapons, on average, are pretty bad, because even if I get the cutlass, it's an 8 gold upgrade for like 10 damage, right? It's not a huge deal. I'm going to take a poison item, because it's the only economy option presented to me. Plus 1 gold. Woo. Now, do I want to sell these right now for 50 health? Or do I want to assume that won't matter and save them to potentially make 5 gold at a Barcoon or a Vol pack? This guy's on 1 win. I'm going to save him. It's incredibly unlikely that 50 health is the difference between winning and losing in the first place. And with him on 1 win, I feel confident that I'm stronger than him. Cannon, Powder Flask, Lighter, Zorkid, no burn skills, Cat. Oh, this build's all over the place. I thought it was a burn build at first. And then it turned into an aquatic build, and look at the weapons, and it's like a weapons spam crit build. I'm pretty confident that we should just get through this on the back of lifesteal and the cutlass. The slow that he has from Illusoray does hurt a little bit because it mostly counteracts all of my haste, but we're fine. And Lighter is good enough to proliferate, even though it's all alone over there. Which means we might have made 5 gold by being greedy there. Nufu versus Kev. I'm gonna go Nufu.
You have great potential.
Upgrade Static XL, so that's 1% more crit. I can't really justify ever taking Honed Arsenal over Static Acceleration here, and Iron Sharpens Iron is really really catastrophically expensive for my 0 economy. Honestly, even this might just be bait. Like, if it were left or right-handed, we'd be talking, right? We'd be talking about, like, 10 gold for 30 damage. It would be doing something. This is not doing something. This is spending all of my gold. I'm gonna leave. I genuinely think that cripples my next shops. Like, there are so many things that I want to buy, and that is not one of them. Neither are those. I suspect neither will the next page, but hey. Wanted Poster and Sextant are genuinely good items. Let's see if we can figure out how to use either of them. Well, Wanted Poster would just sit in the stash. As for Sextant, I already accomplished that and more, it feels like. Ideally, you would want Sextant. It also has good enchants where it has stuff like Adjacency Haste and Adjacency Heavy. So Sextant is a pretty good enchant target as well down the line. Theoretically, at some point, Figurehead's going to stop being on my board. You don't want to have this as a permanent item slot at all. And if I get a Sextant, then I can theoretically drop the Shadowed Cloak down the line too. It feels like Sextant, even though it's not great right now, will be the best thing I can do not that far from now. So I'm going to pick up the Sextant, and that means I pretty aggressively cannot afford the Wanted Poster. We beat Gorgon, don't need to think about anything else right now, so we'll just click that fight and let it start resolving. It's such a strange collection of skills. Like, all it does is give me crit chance, but I don't have enough base damage here. And like, yeah, I know I scale, but there are a lot of builds that deal more damage than this 10 seconds in, and they start off at those damage numbers. Like, just compare this to a good apropos chapeau on Pig. Am I really doing that much better? I'm doing a little bit better. And I have the RNG, like, yeah, that's terrible when you miss both crits, but I can also land both crits and deal just insane amounts of damage. I'm unclear if I'm strong or weak. I think I'm, like, somewhere in the middle. That would make sense. Can't really imagine using that. Toss a couple more chocolate bars. Maybe I should have been tossing the dock lines instead. Dock lines are never happening at this point. But I may as well lower the cooldown on them over not lowering the cooldown. That item is bugged and only works from stash, by the way. Or, sorry, only works on your board. It doesn't affect your stash. Anyway, rather than a chance at a cutlass upgrade or a submersible, I'm just going to take that. Cool, I got nothing. We would consider a submersible here over a cutlass, I think. That's an easy loss crate. Just take the upgrade hammer, get 20% crit chance. That makes us tremendously stronger. Now it's 3 out of 4 instead of 1 out of 2. And even though Andy can give me like a silencer, which would be greatly appreciated, all his other hits are not hits, they're misses. Dude, these mountain passes my past couple runs have been miserable. Alright, I'll take a pretty much base gold result there. Wait, I don't need to sell anything. And none of this gives me benefit, so I can stop and I don't generate items. 3-win Dooley against 3-win Vanessa. We're both generally strong early game characters. With the Crow's Nest upgrade, I feel favored. 1 freeze. DJ Robot is here already. How good is it at the... Dude, it seems pretty good right away. His board's criminally mispositioned. These guys could be much stronger than they are. Oh, I just missed both crits. I might die. I've gotten 1 in 4 crits. That's insane. I win that fight so often. If I'd crit a couple more times, you know, the statistically average 1 more to 2 more crits. On 1 more, I don't die and then I kill him. And on 2 more, I just kill him. So that's pretty fucking tilting to lose to someone who's visibly mispositioning their shit because of crit RNG, but here we fucking are. Grumble, grumble. Docks are not online. What tools are good for me? The Sextant's a tool, isn't it? I can get a star chart. It would open up the docks. It's not very good, but it's all right. I'm going to go Orion. I'm willing to buy a Sextant on page 1. And we have Sextant on page 1.
Hey, I use that brand myself. Quality
now,
stuff.
am I willing to upgrade the lighter for 4 gold? I don't think I am. That's 1 burn. It's not a big deal. 4 gold seems to matter a lot more to me. Hey, if you could give me the fight that you just keep not giving me, thank you. Out of curiosity, I'm up 2 experience, no 1 experience. So at the start of the day, I'd have been here. Okay, if I'd gotten a fight last time, I would still have died. I wouldn't have mattered. I wouldn't have leveled up. Sorry, I'm exploring the depths of my salt right now, apparently. It's very tilting to have my entire build, literally all of my skills and everything I've bought, be about crit chance. I'm not at 100% yet through no fault of my own, and then I vastly underperform and lose because of it. It's a very frustrating way to go down. And barring finding stuff like Alacrity and Flurry of Blows to send this build to the moon, it's very unlikely this is a build that can win like post day 13. So losing early is pretty catastrophic. Upgrade a silver tier or lower item. That's a tough choice. Because I kinda want to upgrade the figurehead for base damage, but I can't do that. I've got to upgrade Crow's Nest to get nearly 100% crit. That way, when I get the 2% chance to miss my crits and lose, it'll be really funny. Actually, no, I have Static Acceleration. I have a 2% to miss, then a 1% to miss, and after that point, it's guaranteed crits. I don't generate any loot. I can just go fight Loan Shark here. I guess I won't Power Broker, even though it's only 5 gold. ATM's also fine. I think I'm strong. Like, surely 100% crit with a Shadowed Cloak at silver is good. For day 6, yeah, this is good. It's not incredible. You can be much, much better than this. Like, a single right-handed would do a lot for me. Just any weapon skill would make this build much, much better. No shot I can play a game with Cash Cannon here. Does not work. Hey, it's Volpack. Do I have any bronze items anymore? I've got 2. I mean, I'm willing to go to a JJ over those events anyway.
The ultimate businessman.
Huh.
Take the deal.
I don't think so, dude. I don't think I want that. You can have my catfish. You can have my barrel. I think all of this stuff is basically just sellable. The Sexton's the only one that ever comes in. And I'm willing to roll here. Get nothing. No surprise there.
Our owner is not going to like this.
Spare change and chocolate bars while I have plenty of money over, and Andy seems crazy. I would much rather get a silencer than this. Odds are good that I don't, but I mean, it's wrong not to buy it, objectively speaking.
Be remorseless.
Yeah, that doesn't really do anything, does it? I mean, I'm still strong for the day. They are a 2-win Vanessa to my 3. Odds are we're both getting unlucky. It's a Vanessa. You usually don't look at 2 wins on day 6.
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of...
Building Crescendo might have been a mistake. What's your build do? He has an aquatic build. Seems like he's really looking for a water wheel right now. Without the water wheel, he's kind of lost. Maybe I'm underestimating this, but it seems like a problem. Because without being able to haste the Shark Ray is really slow, only hasting the 2 adjacent items every 4.5 seconds, as opposed to what you get with Water Wheel. Yeah, with Water Wheel, this build could be very scary. Without Water Wheel, this build is kind of nothing. Also, building Crescendo got him up to nothing. He's still at 0% as the fight ends. So that's the state of building Crescendo for you. Completely useless. It's a far cry from what it once was. That puts me 4-2 going into day 7. That's a perfectly acceptable Vanessa win rate. I'm happy with that. And my losses were very early, so that's also good. Do I go crit skills for the like improvised weaponry skill to get damage scaling? I have no slow skills. Gold skills is unfiltered. I think I really care about getting the damage scaling here. Yeah, those are all completely useless, please. That's just 6 skills that give incredibly minor amounts of crit percent and don't really do anything. I mean, my Grandmaster's already completely in the dumpster. I will take Deadly Eye, but it's not good. I think going there for the chance at damage scaling. What was the chance? There's a lot more crit skills than I really gave it credit for. The crit skill vendor is very bad by the looks of things. But it also had access to an Exorable, which is scaling crit chance in a very large way. It's only day 7, so I would have minded that. Quality over quantity allows me to drop the the Crow's Nest very easily. And then the crit reference skills, which I actually care about, are Alacrity, which is insane, Hone Strike, which is crit scaling with a Swashbuckle, Improvised Weaponry, which is just crit scaling flat out. So there were like 3 fairly major hits out of total around 30, right? Yeah. 3 out of 30 for major damage scaling hits seems like it was worth doing. 5 gold, chocolate bars, Barcoon. Barcoon, help me out, man. I need a Swashbuckle pretty bad. Gold Lighthouse, you say? Don't really do anything with that. I'm always going to sell all of these here. I am going to roll. There are some pretty big hits. There are also a lot of misses. Do I want a fishing rod? No. I've currently invested nothing into this. I can just switch to a flagship if I see one. Does Sextant let me work as a navigator? The docks, Star Chart, Spyglass, or Astrolabe? No. Sextant is the one that is bugged, and despite being a navigation tool, does not let you work as a navigator. So, I'm going to report that bug again. But because of that, I'm just going to go JJ here. It's a bad economy event if I don't have anything that opens it.
Sometimes I sell stuff.
Is there ever a rowboat angle to this? I don't think there is. No. I've taken my guaranteed gold upgrade already. Sniper rifle is well past its time.
It was nice to see you.
Do I beat Radiant Corsair? I scale up. I deal a lot of damage in lifesteal, so I'm not really worried about his damage. I think Sandstorm gets here, but I think I'm like comfortably ahead when Sandstorm gets here. If I'm wrong about this, I go on my face. But it just strikes me that like I'm nowhere near low enough on health that I just die to burn. I'm ahead on the XP curve, so I should be fine. This is a lot of scaling damage and lifesteal, so I should just heal through everything he does. Even crit anchor shouldn't matter here. However, a crit anchor during Sandstorm could be a big problem. So how long does the anchor take to go off? 13 seconds, a little bit faster because of the grappling hook. Yeah, he's dead before the Sandstorm rolls out. Well, not quite. So he's dead about 25 seconds in. I keep seeing this get slowed over the ladder, which hurts a lot. I've scaled up a lot, but I'm still behind right now. The anchor's about to hit. It didn't crit during Sandstorm, so we win. But it was a little bit close. It's possible that a crit in Sandstorm might have killed me. I don't think it would have. Oh! Well, that skill does something. Yeah, a very skill-based run. My build just got twice as good, basically. It's not actually true. Like, I'm not really a good scaling build. This is much better on builds where your weakness, your Achilles heel, is that you have a lot of startup time. I don't really have a lot of startup time so much as it just takes me a while to do anything. Anyway, I'd take the Silver Elite skill. Yeah, Fiery Rebirth is very, very good. We go to Ayla here. We're looking to switch to flagship, really.
But my weapons crave more.
I've got a figurehead. Theoretically, the eels could do something. Floating eels sounds crazy. There's no way that's right. I have no real damage scaling for them either. I guess Shadowed Cloak sort of counts. No, there's no way to reliably make that happen. It's too late to start trying to use eels. And those are not very helpful. Is there any way I could ever be a double barrel build? Doesn't seem like it. I don't know. Floating the double barrel is not crazy right now. I don't have Alacrity or Flurry of Blows. I have permanent haste up time with the Sextant. So I can do like Sextant on the right, Powder Flask on the left. The double barrel is theoretically usable depending on what I find. So I'm going to float that. It gives me some options. Bazaar does not level me up today, right? I get 1 from Vial of Blood, 1 from the Hour, 2 from Bazaar leaves me a little bit under 10, which is very good. It's much ahead of curve, but it's not great. I think we go middle here. Wait, no, what am I talking about? Just because it doesn't level me up doesn't mean it's not too experienced. We click Bazaar it's not a choice. Like, I would love to go to middle and look for Swashbuckle, but that's crazy talk. And right now, this is my best board. Yeah, nothing to think about. Let's go. 2-win Dooley sounds great to me. That sounds like a Dooley that completely floundered the early game and is likely crashing out in the mid game right now. All shield all the time, huh? How much do you scale, if at all? It doesn't look like he really scales at all. Like, he has a ton of starting shield, but no force field. So he's going to start scaling a lot, but eventually, once I'm hasted and scaling up as well, I think I just get through everything he's doing. Yeah, we're starting to make inroads. And the fact we're stacking burn. Like, unironically, Lighter actually doing a lot of work here. I might check recap at the end of this to see how much of the damage done was actually Lighter. Because I think a lot of it is not coming from Cutlass right now. Genuinely a lot of shield on this guy. Okay, negative 384 at the end. I'm going to do the math. I'll be back with you in a second. Okay, it turns out the Lighter's really not doing very much. Maybe because he was shielded the entire time. But adding up all the armor values he had, his negative health and his base health, removing what the Cutlass did, I only actually dealt 289 damage with burn. Even doubling that, assuming shield halved every tick, which isn't true, it's not a lot. Lighter basically doesn't matter on this board. Yo, Andy, I was just thinking I'd really vastly prefer having a silencer on this board. No? Well, hold up. Before I continue on, though, if I do find a flagship, I kind of need to float certain items about it. Like, I do just need a friend on the board, specifically a non-weapon friend. So I am going to pick up this illusory. I've got a lot of money right now. I can start making decisions about that. I also need an ammo item. And nesting doll can just generally be good, so I'll pick that up too. No powder flask, nothing like silencer, so we're still sort of looking at the same build. Aquatic items. Not committed to this cutlass. I'm very happy to switch and go flagship. I just bought 2 things to make it a better switch. A haste item and chocolate bars both sound pretty bad, so let's go check it out. Illusory is quite a lot worse than a catfish. The reason for that is that you can oftentimes have a board with captain's wheel and the ship where catfish is actually a not insubstantial portion of your damage. Well, that helps a lot. That's 25 base damage. Alternatively, I can pick up the captain's wheel. But I don't think I care about that. I think I'd rather use the sextant than the captain's wheel in a situation like this, since I'll have so much crit chance. So I am going to take the figurehead. And she doesn't buy anything for extra gold, so we'll be on our way. 25 base damage is a lot. I appreciate that. Shield's really not the enchant I'm looking for here. It's kind of just bad. I'm trying to think of a single way where I enchant something other than the cutlass, because once I enchant the cutlass, I'm ride or die, right? I'm not able to enchant the double barrel. I don't have the ability to reload it. I'm not able to enchant a flagship. I don't have one yet. So, like, if I enchant something else and I hit any of toxic, fiery, or obsidian, I've basically thrown. There are 3 massive enchants here. Deadly is useless. Radiant's great. So there are 4 massive enchants here. Shiny's okay. Let's call it 5. Let's be generous and call it 5. There are also 6 straight misses where Heavy's not a big deal, Icy's not a big deal, Turbo's nothing, Shield and Restorative aren't nothing, but not great. Honestly, seems pretty good to go random on the Cutlass. Yeah, it's just impossible to justify not randoming the Cutlass, which means I'm officially ride or die with the Cutlass. I probably wouldn't have made the decisions about enabling a flagship just now if I had realized I was about to get my enchant. It's the saddest Icy enchant I've ever gotten, man. I don't think I get very many Icy enchants, and usually I'm thrilled when I get them, but man, not on this build. I'm actually still looking for a pivot. This just doesn't help me kill people, and that's all I care about. All right, Dr. Vortex, let's see what you've got. Like, this is honestly just not helpful. Heavy, Turbo, and Icy all just kind of do nothing. What matters is killing my opponent. Minor amounts of disruption, like my disruption is your death. That's the game plan. I would tremendously prefer something that actually killed them so that I wouldn't have to deal with the current situation I'm in where it's like, oh yeah, I'm having my weapon frozen repeatedly because my opponent's not dead. It's not awful. Like, there are way worse enchants than freeze. Like, not many. But I will just say that Turbo would have been worse and maybe nothing else. I think Turbo is the only enchant inferior to this. Maybe Heavy is directly comparable. Can I go all in on a lightning rod? Doesn't really seem like a sensible plan, does it? Well, if we're going to be all in on a Cutlass, we kind of need to be all in on the Cutlass, right? Kina does filter towards Swashbuckle pretty effectively, which is a lot more damage than Figurehead in this situation. She can also sell me a Silencer, which is more valuable. I genuinely think that because I'm not ride or die with this Cutlass, I don't trust it to win fights. It's too weak, too little base damage. I just go somewhere else and look for alternatives. Diamond Port, not really an alternative. Gonna be real with you. Gonna roll that. That's fine.
Listening to your needs. That's good, I guess.
I can go Ayla, get Submersible, Double Barrel upgrade, Flagship. Would I go Flagship and just not have an enchant over this? Probably, right? 6 item slots, which is these 2 plus the Flagship. That would be a 4x multicast Flagship. I would have Friend, Toy. No, it would be the full multicast. I'd have Tool here. Submersible is probably just better because of the built-in shield enchant functionally. Yeah, there are a lot of hits at Ayla for better weapons. If I had gotten a real enchant, maybe I wouldn't be doing this, but I'm willing to go to Ayla and roll. Alright, Cutlass it is! I don't have a reason to sell anything here. 5-win Dooley, 5-win Vanessa. We're both winning late. I don't know that I'm strong. I really needed an enchant that did something in this, like, power drill time. Toxic Legion? What? I was not expecting this. What's very upsetting is I probably lose to it, too. If he crits, I'm just dead instantly. Glad he didn't crit, but the 100 poison's kind of a lot. It takes me a while to scale to the point where I'm out healing that. Didn't even need the crit. You know who would be dead if I had a poison enchant? Him. Or any other enchant that dealt damage. It's just deeply fucking frustrating to get a nothing enchant off the random. What was my alternative originally? Was it shield? If I had seen frozen and shield, if I had given an informed decision, would I have taken shield? No, I'd have put icy on the cloak. Or maybe on the sextant. But I definitely wouldn't have put it on the fucking cutlass. We go medium items. That filters towards swashbuckle. We need something other than what we have. Ramrod's been nerfed. I can't really run it here because it only reloads 1 ammo, meaning it doesn't really fix the shotgun. Oh.
That's okay. It's been nice talking to you.
For our skills, we have Vanessa skills, haste and charge, slow. Gotta go slow skills. The one way this run can get back together is finding Alacrity or Flurry of Blows.
Ability begins with belief. You can think.
Wow, those are awful. Let's roll. I saw like the coloration of these two skills. I thought that I had hit Flurry of Blows there. I think Alacrity and Flurry of Blows are actually both this color, aren't they? Anyway, I'm taking Diamond Aquatic Rush, or Oceanic Rush rather, just to remove it from the pool of things I can get. It's also good if I get a flagship down the line. Not really important to me at the moment, though. Oh, speaking of flagship down the line, Ayla, I need to get the fuck out of this item. Obsidian eels, though. It's not even possible to buy. It seems like an asinine, crazy thing to pivot in. So I could put the eels in over the cutlass, be a true one-weapon build. Double the scaling from Shadowed Cloak. The cutlass just isn't doing anything. It's bad. At least this thing is fast, and I can move it over and like get it to be even faster, right? Toss this. You have 25 gold. I need 48. It's everything. All right, fine. Panic pivot it is. Toss the entire stash. And yeah, it's everything. Give me the eels, Ayla. I guess that's the pivot after all. And the eels are genuinely very fast. They're down to 5.6. When they go to diamond with diamond figurehead, they get down to basically caltrop speed. Which is pretty good when they're being scaled off Shadowed Cloak, but not sure this is gonna work. I'm currently at 60% crit. It's theoretically possible that with Big Ego I could someday drop these, but not without an early and extra, it's probably not possible here. Counterpoint, they are pretty fast and have static acceleration, but it's only at silver, so probably not. I think this has to be Enclave Revenant, just push experience. The way we fix this is by getting skills that make this thing deal more base damage. And this might look like madness, but I assure you, eels are actually good in the right circumstances, and those circumstances tend to be you have figurehead to make them fast and be like caltrops, combined with you have something to scale them. I've never done it quite like this before, but I'm pretty confident that this is good enough. Especially if I get matchups that are relevant for it, like, you know, any Dooley, any Aquatic Vanessa, this is just very, very good. Oh, Matchbox Big, it might be beating. Hard to say. I will admit, it's not looking great right now. I've not seen Enclave Revenant go to fatigue in a while, but I am playing essentially mono caltrops, which is not great. You know, I don't like the part where I'm at 400 poison and they're not dead yet. We got there. I have a second life. I have nothing to worry about. I could probably have an empty board and win that fight. Actually, I don't think that would have been true. That guy life-stealed a lot. Yeah, 6,400. I would have died with an empty board. Non-weapon items. I mean, I'm completely broke. Do I just take 11 regen? If it offered me specifically a swashbuckle for 16 gold, I can not... No, I can just barely afford that. I can spend all of my gold on exactly swashbuckle, or I can waste my time. Let's just take 11 regen. I can buy a silver skill. There's a lot of silver skills that could be good here. I'll just take an item. There's a lot of skills that are bad here, and it's all in my gold. I need to get more money so I can afford to upgrade these later down the line, because Yeah, I get one upgraded at level 13, but I need to upgrade the other one the hard way. Take a gold tier loot item. I just want the most possible money. I mean, gunpowder can be very good, but it doesn't really have a target here. Also, good night, shotgun, my sweet prince. 3 wins versus 5. He's on death's door. But I think I just auto-lose to 1 weapons, unfortunately. Like, that is one of the downsides of switching to the eel. It's aquatic. He's dead to rights. Oh, you made them all multicast? You made them all double multicast? The part where I don't get to play the game at first and the charging isn't going to be doing anything for a little bit does suck. But I think we should be good here. Because I'm just going to charge scaling lifesteal off everything he's doing. I think I kill him. Actually, it depends on, it depends on, like, the timing windows with the seaweed, right? Because I have to kill him in between seaweed going off before poison stacks high enough to kill me. It looks like I do that. Yeah, we're good. Not a great build to match into scaling caltrops. The funny thing about scaling caltrops is most builds don't match into them well either, when they have lifesteal at least. Aquatic items, gumballs, non-weapons. Happy to go non-weapons, look for a swashbuckle. Because I don't want this to scale, right? I just want it to be good. 24, I can afford to buy it. The reason I'm looking at tropical items is it scales in an incredibly broken way with enchants. If I get obsidian, every single coconut gives this guy 20 damage or something. 40 because it doubles. Now, of course, status ailment scaling is a bit worse than normal because I don't slow or freeze. I have full haste up time already. So maybe never mind on that front. It's a very cool option. Anything other than a second obsidian enchant, it doesn't do anything. Can't really spend all of my gold because I might get a second obsidian enchant later. I would love for Lockbox to be the play here, but it's going to be so much less damage than Shadowed Cloak. It takes so long for this thing to scale to any sort of reasonable value. We'll be on our way.
You're not being fully present with me?
Andy versus Mysterious Portal. Silencer can be very, very good. The issue is I don't currently have any scaling. So while I would like to put a silencer on the eel to make it better, I don't have room for it because I need this. Otherwise I don't increase my damage. I don't win. So I have to go Mysterious Portal and do something else. Normally I'm super jazzed to be at Estelle. Look for a hammer or a rivet gun. But at a 6 gold roll, only benefiting from a diamond hammer seems like the wrong play, right? Do I have any tools? I have no tools. So it would actually be like I have to buy multi-tool, then roll, then find diamond hammer, and a 3rd tool, which I can't even afford. What does that even do? Slow 2 items for 3, it's a good enchant. Just the base item's not very effective. And we should beat Lord of the Waste. I could be wrong about this, but he's got like, I don't know, I've never sat down and let him scale before. He doesn't have lifesteal and I do. I'm inclined to believe that obsidian scaling here means I'll win. But if it turns out that he's gonna like get this down to 0% cooldown and start pendulum looping with the flamberge and kill me, I wouldn't be blown away. I've just never seen this guy against a build like mine. It looks like it never works though, right? Because like the flamberge is so slow that it never loops. It just gets better. Oh, I have Fire Rebirth. Yeah, it's not even a problem. Even if this goes as badly as possible, I let him scale to the absolute moon. It doesn't matter. I just have 2 life bars. But also I kill him on the first, thank God. So even the absolute top end for Lord of the Waste is apparently not very threatening. Well, Flamberge, if there was ever a build that would want to panic and pivot into you, it's this one, and you're still not happening. That's gotta just be an upgrade on the eels. I just need to do that. I also want to upgrade the figurehead. They're both important, but this is more important.
Now this will
The figurehead doesn't get the breakpoint. Every time you upgrade eels, it charges for 1 more second. So when you upgrade it to 3 seconds, it's now going off after 2 enemy item uses instead of 3. The more cooldown reduction here, but on 2-second charge, would not have been enough to accomplish the same thing. I think this is actually a pretty good curio. Every single damage upgrade is multiplied out.
Relax.
Well, I would like more than 1 of them, if you don't mind. I'm only taking Lion Talisman because I can eventually get a Swashbuckle to turn it into damage. Holy shit, that's apocalyptically bad. I thought you'd like give me more than 1 damage curio. What the hell, man? Anyway, bit of cooldown reduction, bit of crit, bit of damage. Not a lot of any of it, mind. But hey, it's a wing. I can't be too beat up about it. I want to float a makeshift barricade. Not really sure how I get to the point where makeshift barricade matters. That's 6.8 seconds over here. So it's probably still better. It depends on my opponent, right? No, it doesn't. Because it's on the internal cooldown. It takes 4 seconds, or sorry, 0.4 seconds to get charged twice, and with haste, that will just be fine. I don't get to see the exact number. If this is 6.8 or less, it's true. If it's 6.8 or more, it's not. And I don't know if it's rounding and it's unclear, or if it's always 6.7 and it's rounding up, or if it's always 6.8x and it's rounding down. If anyone knows, I'd be glad to hear it, but I don't. I'm inclined to believe that 100 more base damage is the way to go. Even if it's working poorly. And I'm gonna flip makeshift barricade, because if this gets slow, it's kind of crazy.
Up the bazaar.
260 health versus a medium item. 260 health is good. I've got Fiery Reaver. That's not the problem. But the problem is that I do not have a swashbuckle. I'm willing to roll for it. Well, oh well, what can you do?
That's Paul. He might have what you need.
All of this doesn't need to be sold yet. No tangible benefits from any of it. Well, it's a 3-win Vanessa. That probably means I'm favored. Ideally, it is not a 1-weapon build, and instead it is just any variant of aquatic, right? Oh, what are we looking at here? Shipwreck? Heavy multicast lighthouse. Dude, I think he turned the corner after he died. I think that's a pretty good enchant. Now, I do have a scaling, life-stealing eel. It looks like it's working the way I wanted it to as well. So, despite how good that shipwreck is, despite how good heavy lighthouse with shipwreck is, he didn't even kill me the first time. He was well on his way. I probably had less than 5 seconds left before I went down. But, eel doing work. Shipwreck builds just do not match into this well. Went off 18 times for 7,500. Pretty damn solid if I do say so myself. Beating heavy lighthouse with a shipwreck makes me feel so much more confident than I was a second ago. I know that intrinsically that's the sort of thing where I'm counter matchup a little bit, but still. Don't really care about upgrading Crow's Nest. It only matters if I find Swashbuckle. Can't really justify using all my gold on it then. So we'll take a random item. Yeah, it's 2 gold. Going gumballs when I'm this broke makes no sense. 260 health versus not a chance of upgrading figurehead. I think I take 260 health here. I think that's the play. Not thrilled about it, but it's the way to go. And we'll go beat Lord of the Waste again. This should be a lot faster than last time now that it's been upgraded and it's on the right for a plus 100 damage. Is Pendulum usable in this build? I mean, certainly if I get Pendulum, I'm holding it and trying to figure out what to do with it. I just don't know what that would be. But yeah, I have an active Caltrops item, so Pendulum's kind of crazy with that. A little bit of cooldown reduction to get it under 6 would allow me to drop Shadowed Cloak and Figurehead. Just under 6.4, really. If I could theoretically drop both of these, get Pendulum and another item, what are we doing? Losing Lifesteal? Except for that part. Don't worry about that part. Yeah, we killed before Sandstorm this time. This is a notably better setup. Not really sure what I should be looking for here. Definitely not ammo and free skills. Let's go to Adira and figure it out. The first 8 times you use a weapon each fight, charge 1 item 1 second. Flurry of Blows is a crazy broken thing for 1-weapon builds. Slight problem. I am already basically doing that. When you use a friend, burn 3 doesn't really do anything, really. Plus 50 damage. That doubles to 100 damage. I can't say no to that.
Impressive.
Oh. Yeah, that's good. I would like to crit for 50% more damage than I previously did, please. So now instead of crits dealing 2x damage, they deal 3x damage. This Bazaar Con does not level me up, but I mean, it's still the right choice. And I think I got a lot stronger just now. I have no reason to sell anything though, so we just go straight into the fight. They're at 8 wins, not losing late, but same here. Just 1 win behind them, slightly worse early game. Let's see who's better. If they're a 1-weapon build, it's probably them. Oh, they're not a 1-weapon build, but that's a lot of burn items with reel them in. So what are we actually... Burn port with a battery. I hate seeing people who high rolled port with battery, man. I've played port builds that didn't make it on the channel, and it's essentially because if your port does not get battery, your port is a bad build. It's just too slow. If it gets battery, suddenly you go to the moon, right? Anyway, it seems like my eel does a lot. It seems like his build was pretty fast, and my eel fed into that in a big way. Obsidian Vanessas. Never seen that before. 6.1k damage, got through all the shield, no problem. Activated only 8 times to do that. Yeah, the flat damage from aquatic depth charge is a big deal. Middle for a chance at swashbuckle, which is 128 times 2. It's about 270 base damage, up from 100 on this. What other item can middle stock that I care about? Is it basically nothing? Because if it's basically nothing, we're clicking Mysterious Portal. Yeah, it could have given me Figurehead. I mean, who knows what Matt can give me? He can give me Palanquin, right? He's got some crazy stuff. I don't see that ever making it in. Same here. No Palanquin. Unfortunately, no Pendulum either. That'll be a skip from me, pal. 6 gold or a loot item. Let's toss the Flambergs and see the loot item. Whoa. Just in case you haven't seen me complain about this already, Truffle should not be a loot item. You'll notice that compared to other loot items, it sells for 3 with extra steps, instead of selling for 4 and giving you benefits. It is objectively inferior to every other loot item unless you're playing Pig. And you can be like, oh, but memory card and Cove exists. Yeah, sure, 1 item in the entire character. Big whoop, who cares? Like, this just shouldn't be a loot item. It's very frustrating. I'm glad Kina's against nothing I care about. It makes it easy to go look for a swashbuckle. Not that I'll get one. This is kind of good with a swashbuckle, isn't it? Don't think I'd run it, though, would I? I mean, I can hold this. Like, I can just sell it if I don't need it. So I'm going to buy it because I can sell it back for the same value. I have the money for Tropical Island these days. It's not a meme anymore. Going to sell the truffle immediately. Bring this over to the right because I might hold it. The rest of this is garbage. So I can just sell those for and pick up Tropical Island. If I get Tropical Island for Obsidian specifically, it seems good, right? So an Obsidian Coconut is plus 20 damage, doubled to plus 40. Right now, if I get an Obsidian enchant, it does nothing. And also, the item is just generically good, right? Like, it's giving me health, and I like health. Health has double value for me because of Fiery Rebirth. My only defense is taking a while to get killed. Which, like, isn't a great defense, but it is a defense. Do I beat Vulcus Enforcer with 1 item? The Diamond Icicle is a bit of a problem. Outside of that, he doesn't do a lot. He also has Cryo Mastery. So for the first 10 seconds of the fight, I'm going to be frozen. Then Cryo Sleeve freezes me for 2 more seconds. Then Stopwatch for 1 more. In that time, Ice Pick freezes me twice for 2 more. For the first 15 seconds of the fight, my 1 item will be frozen. I think I'm going to go fight somebody else, you know? The highest average value is Property Baron, and that does matter to me quite a lot. I don't think there's anything I care about at the other guy anyway. Big numbers could actually be relevant if Swashbuckle did exist. It doesn't seem to. And then the rest of this is just very increased gold. I will admit, it's not a great eel against this board. Why is he scaling? What? Why is his damage going up? What the fuck is that about? Oh, when you shield or heal, give items +1 value for the fight. I had no idea it had that line of text on Billboard. It's very minor, but genuinely does do something with Skyscraper. Well, I had no idea it did this. Also, thank God I had Fiery Rebirth, because that series of crits would have killed me. What? I experienced the bug where hitting spacebar to open my stash instead started the replay again. I'm getting very tired of this bug. Not sure what causes it. All right, please let me open my inventory. Why? What's happening? No, exit to main menu. Stop. You can't hold me hostage like this. Actually, it can. I can't leave. Going to Alt F4. I'm stuck in a loop. I don't know what's going on. All right, I'm back. I'm allowed to open my inventory, sell my coconut, and pick up the Subscraper now. I do not know what that was about. Radiant enchant, huh? Well, that's pretty awkward for me, considering I have no active item to put Radiant on other than my eel, and cutting my eel's damage in half seems like a bad call. Because yeah, sure, I can be locked out by specifically freeze that targets large items right now. That's pretty damn rare. But I would like to double my damage output. It seems good. Is there anything I can put Radiant on that would matter, ever? Sadly, there's nothing that's like an adjacent item where adjacent items cannot be frozen. That would be a neat effect, probably overpowered to be clear, but seeing as I don't have that, I could have done Celestial Conduit on the Subscraper to sell it for 12 extra gold. It's probably worse than going to Goldie, though. Like, I've got the money, I don't need to worry about it.
Now don't touch it.
Huh. Giving this guy multicast sounds like it'd be very, very good. I can't drop the Crow's Nest is the issue with that. And half of his damage is coming from that item. So multicasting him is less good than it might initially. Oh wait, he slows. Why am I holding Makeshift Barricade? I forgot about the non-caltrops function of that card. So like right now, I can just buy the Shipwreck, right? It's not incredible. It really isn't. It is more damage, but it loses all damage scaling, yet it loses haste. I'm inclined to believe it's a mistake. Like, yeah, Shipwreck Eels is very cool. I make no claims otherwise, but, I don't have flat damage. That's basically all it comes down to. If I had skills to give me flat damage or any sort of damage scaling, I would be absolutely down. I think it's still worth buying to float, don't get me wrong. And if I had one item slot, I probably want my last item slot to be Clamra, so I'm gonna buy that too. And I'm willing to roll for the very small chance of, like, upgrading Figurehead. That would immediately be economic problems. I don't think I'm willing to do that. But yeah, I think that's right to float in case I find any sort of scaling from a skill vendor. Yeah, I'll take flat 10, which is actually flat 20. Toss this. I might just toss the chum because I don't want to hold it and constantly have in my inventory every hour. 6-win Dooley. Dooley does not fare well against this build. I don't think Dooley has access to great methods of freezing large items in general. He has Blizzard, which doesn't affect my build. Is he a build that's not affected by Blizzard? Huh. Antimatter Chamber, but not ironically. It didn't seem to do a lot to my build. And yeah, the burn build-up's actually pretty good. I think that's infinite, right? Oh, it's 2 drills. I didn't even notice the second was a drill. Dude, wait, hold up. I beat that? So this build is double drill, start a fight, almost immediately charges the drills. The drills are infinite. They're rapidly charging an antimatter chamber, and as soon as that goes off, the new item they're charging has to be this, which is, you know, pretty good. And it's just not enough. I just tank straight through it. The eels are just better. That's impressive. That's very good. As I've said, eels are good. They're a very strong pivot. I don't see them very frequently from other players, but I've been consistently impressed with the quality of eels in this game. It's not like iceberg tier, but I think it is very, very good if you find a way to fit them into a build. Obviously, them being obsidian's helping a lot, but I think this build might have still been what I did if I had found gold eels at that junction. Anyway, middle, the other options are bad. Swashbuckle me. Submersible, you're much too late. We're gonna roll that. No swashbuckle, no hope. A figurehead upgrade would still have been nice, but I guess I don't need it, huh? I really don't care about this Shadowed Cloak at all. It'd be so much better as flat 200 damage, man. I think I just upgrade this. What does the cooldown go down to over here? It'll never be enough, but I cannot assume that an average skill will be better than plus 100 damage, because Figurehead goes up 50 to 100 damage, then doubles off of the eels.
This will inspire the crew.
Over on the left side, it's 4.8. That's not good enough, so we keep it over here at the same cooldown it's always had, but now it's dealing 342 base damage. Shadowed Cloak is getting more and more irrelevant as the game progresses. I think I might have wasted a citrus because my inventory is very full.
Make deals, not war.
No use for dive weights, illusory, or that little guy. No use for any of it.
I suppose you'll go buy a weapon instead.
Actually, Kina, I won't be buying a weapon. That is the one thing I definitively do not need. Do I just want to gamble that I win this because the eels don't get destroyed? I don't level up if I beat Trash Titan anyway, and this is potentially the last day of the run. I am going to take this gamble. If it destroys Shadowed Cloak, I definitely win. If it destroys Figurehead, I don't know. If it destroys Crow's Nest, I don't know. If it destroys Eels, I definitely lose. The issue is I deal so much burn. Well, there I go. Worst case result. With how well that was going immediately, I think I actually would have won. Because it would have just been like 3.4 speed as well, because of the full haste up time after that as well. But I'll just go ahead and lose here. Wait, no, I'm not doing anything. So I'm not triggering this, and I'm not ramping burn, and I'm not giving him shield. I might win in Sandstorm because of Fiery Rebirth now. Normally, when you lose your best item, you feed into Void Shield, build your burn, and give him 1,000,000 shield. At 200 burn, I think I'm just dead. I don't think there's any hope. But it's close. Wait, it's very close. Easiest game of my life. Worst case scenario was still a win. I knew exactly what I was doing. Never doubt me.
It's over already.
When you burn, haste an item. I mean, my Grandmaster's already fucked. Why not? What's it gonna hurt? I mean, I think I just tip boost damage here. It's probably the last day of the run. So sure. 50 flat damage is not nothing. Free skills, ammo skills, crit skills. Improvised weaponry, come on. I have no value for flashy reload, no value for inexorable, no value for peaceful eye. So I roll. Man, just deeply upsetting, isn't it? I'll take a diamond skill because it looks better in the thumbnail. I don't know what I'm doing here, man. Haste, slow, and cooldown, not a swashbuckle. So I'll take another flat 20. And I'll waste a coconut because I'm bad at the game. Oh.
Must be a hole in my coin purse.
Goodbye, chum. Makes it feel even worse to have wasted it. Oh, Dooley. I have a 412 damage lifesteal caltrop that scales.
Not to squabble.
Most Dooleys aren't beating this. I just killed double drill Dooley. 93 flat damage. Lot of little guys. What's the crit chance? More than I'd like it to be. Oh, and you froze my only item. Like, the eel's trying really hard. It's trying hard enough. What was the start of combat freeze? I didn't catch it. Frostfire for 3 seconds. Dude. He's really strong, isn't he? Just 9,000 damage on its own. Straight bulldoze through everything. Like, obviously it has help. It's got the Deadly's Crow's Nest. It's got the figurehead. It's doubling the value of the figurehead and then critting for triple value. Like, obviously the eel's not doing it alone, right? It has a lot of help. It's getting 100 damage here. It's getting triple crit damage. There's a lot going on here beyond just eels. I should note, I almost managed to avoid dying. No, I didn't quite dodge it. I did die there, but Fiery Rebirth obviously carrying the build a little bit. The eels are genuinely good. Like, if I just had Swashbuckle and Cut Shadowed Cloak, every single fight I had that was close would have been a complete landslide. I could have gotten skills where it's like every time the eels go off, it gains 10 plus damage, which again, are completely crazy. Most of my skills here are trash. Right Eye, it's crit chance that doesn't matter. Burn skill, I don't need it. Crit chance doesn't matter. Crit chance doesn't matter that ramps over time. Literally nothing. Artillery Spotter is doing something. Depth Charge is doing something. Oceanic Rush, literally empty. Fiery Rebirth, great skill. I have 3 skills and then 6 guys that are hanging out and cheering me on and not really doing anything. But this is very much the eel pivot that I've been using surprisingly often, where it's like, yeah, I don't really think eel is a great thing to plan to do, but very frequently I find myself in a spot where I have the tools to create a good one weapon, but I don't have one and eels present themselves. Where I just have like a decent amount of defenses and a good way of scaling a weapon, and Electric Eels presents itself as a way to capitalize on my build, whereas any other weapon wouldn't quite be fast enough to scale enough to matter. I don't think eels are top tier at all, but I think they're definitely good enough, and part of that's that figurehead combos so well with them. I think a big part of why eels are so good is getting them to diamond gives them the 3-second charge, so that's 6.8 and under if you're hasted. A huge part of eels being strong is that you need to get them to diamond so that they charge 3 seconds when they go off. Then at 6.8 and under, they'll just, assuming you're hasted, which is not hard to manage in a Vanessa with Shadowed Cloak and Sextant, but they become like almost caltrops, right? Every 0.4 seconds, assuming your opponent's board is fast, the eels go off. That opens up a lot of scaling options, a lot of ways to capitalize on damage, and you're able to get there kind of earlier by stuff like figurehead. Obviously, you don't need Figurehead for all its flat damage. You can easily use the cooldown half if you get any skills that deal damage. I got one very late in the run. But yeah, eels are just a strong card. They go under the radar a lot, kind of like Pig's new burn item. I think they're genuinely good. I haven't tried to play an eel build and lost with them yet. It's just like, if you have the right stuff, this is a very powerful pivot. And cards like eels, I think, are the cards that are most balanced. Where yes, you can absolutely win runs and feel dominating with them, but you cannot reliably plan to play around them. I think that's where most cards should live. Unlike Fiery Rebirth. Fiery Rebirth's just fucked. This thing needs to go. There's no fixing it, right? Like, the balance for this card is that you're not supposed to have this card. It's a reward for killing a legendary monster 1 in 7 times, and when you get this, your run wins. And yeah, without this, maybe my run doesn't win. There were several fights where I died before my opponent and only lived because Fiery Rebirth, which is fucked. But, you know, you're offered free wins, you take free wins. You don't say no to this. And this is the second time I've uploaded a video where I took a starting crit skill on Vanessa, and ultimately was like, yeah, the crit skill's letting me not run a Sextant, but it's not doing a ton. I think it was worth it both times, though, because I don't know if the other one went 10 wins or not. I think it did. But it's letting me run this Figurehead, right? I'm at 123 crit chance. Without it, I wouldn't be crit capped. It is the reason I've been able to run Figurehead Shadowed Cloak all run. Anyways, I'm genuinely happy to get 10 wins on this run. We spent a long time floundering with a base damage silver cutlass before getting a just a completely irrelevant icy enchant, frankly. It does not matter to the build I was playing. And yeah, we managed to find the pivot, make a cool build out of it, and go 10 wins. I'm happy with it. I hope you enjoyed watching the run, and I'll see you in the next one. Before I go, I'll remind you that if you made it this far, you can sub for more daily content just like this, and hitting the like button really does help spread the video around and help the channel grow. I really do appreciate it. Anyways, see you in the next one. Peace.